Welcome to the Opinion Nation. I'm Sean Cole with my good buddy Darren Ganji, and we're here to go over some of our opinions on things, but it's not always our opinions, and today, in fact, it's not going to be our opinions, but it's a very special guest to the show, and that's Pablo Lopez.
Between Pablo Lopez and Fulvio Berrezzini for 6th spot, and Pablo Lopez taking a look on the outside.
Bravissima, bravissimo, bravo, bravo.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, I got to sit down with a good friend of mine in the sim racing community, Pablo Lopez, or he's been nicknamed Pablo GoPro Lopez.
Mr. GoPro. But we're talking an upper echelon driver here.
For sure, who drives a lot of everything, which is why we wanted him on the show. We wanted to talk to him more than just about iRacing and his DWC. He drives the Assetto Corsa, R-Factor 2, R-Factor 1. He was in GT Academy. Got to the final 32 in the GT Academy in Europe or Spain, and he's from Spain. Great guy, super nice guy. I talk to him on Skype and Facebook and stuff once in a while, but
and he's gotten a lot of an opinion about things.
He does, and I like his opinion. I mean, and not that I agree with everything he has to say, but cool guy. And yeah, so we sat down with him via Skype, and why don't we roll that? All right, well, welcome to the show, Pablo GoPro Lopez.
Hello, Darren and Sean. Welcome. Thanks for inviting me for the show. And I'm Pablo Lopez here from Radicals Online.
That's right. So, where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Okay, and how old are you? And how old are you? And how long have you been sim racing?
Well, I have 26 years old, and I started sim racing like 2008 when I found GTR2 and LFS, but finally bought my first wheel with LFS and started competing online. That was good.
I see you're part of, and I know you're part of the Radicals team. How long have you been part of that team?
Since Andy contacted me when I was aiming for the Pro Series, I need a bit of help and from setups and the F1 dynamics, and they did help me and they accepted me, and from 2011, yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. Now let's talk a little bit more about some other sim racing. Now you got pretty far in the GT Academy.
Yeah, but well, sadly I didn't went to Silverstone, but it was a pretty good competition because we did the hot lap with the GT Academy app they released in the PlayStation Network, and it was about regions, and I was like the 8th time in Spain, and the top 16 times were separated like 2/10 at least.
Wow.
At most, and yeah, it was too much hot lapping for me.
Now you went to one of the local regional finals?
Yeah, I went to Barcelona to the finals with top 16 from online and another top 16 for auto show. They set up a simulator there, and we were with Kazunori Yamauchi and Lucas Ordóñez there, and it was a pretty good competition. But sadly I didn't know the tracks because I didn't have Gran Turismo 5, and I had to hot lap like hell. But finally finishing 18 of 32 guys, and I was out.
Let's talk about some other contests. Have you been in some other sim racing besides iRacing? Have you done some other sim racing competitions?
It was not a sim racing related competition, but I did bring the sim racing spirit on there, and it was a video contest, and about Ferrari and Fernando Alonso.
That's right, I saw that.
Yeah, and I won a Ferrari model signed by Alonso from Amalgam.
Very cool.
You can see it.
Yeah, let's see it.
Over here. It's huge.
Check this out.
This is a 24 inches. You know.
Very nice. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's really good, but it's too expensive for me.
Well, you want it though, so that's good.
Yeah.
Now, what about real-world driving experience? What kind of driving experience do you have outside of sim racing?
Apart from my diesel car,
Yeah.
I did some rental karting and went in Barcelona. I drove a little F1. It's a KC2 ICC karting, 125 cc.
Oh, nice.
And 6 gears that can reach 150 kilometers an hour.
Oh, that must have been pretty fast.
And the maximum blast, mate, is.
I'll bet. So let's talk sim racing. So you drive all the sims, it seems. R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, iRacing. Right now, what is your favorite?
It depends on the time, yeah. You know, the competition right now is, as you know, is in iRacing.
Right.
The organization, the structure, and all the competition for $10,000 in both oval and road. I can't do any oval at the time. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
In Michigan and you know, with the tracks and that sort of tracks. Then if you want something more graphics and maybe better fidelity on physics, I should say Assetto Corsa, because, well, they are doing a pretty nice job. I have my faith on them. And for modding and drive whatever car in whatever track you want, R Factor 1 is the winner right now, because R Factor 2 is still
In development.
getting there. Yeah, it's getting there, but it's the feeling of R Factor 2 in the wheel is pretty awesome as well. I love the feeling of Assetto Corsa and R Factor 2. The graphics of Assetto Corsa is like heaven.
Yeah.
And the competition and the easy to do in iRacing is really good for the people and all the community, all the leagues. So, you know, it will come maybe to the other teams, but iRacing have no competition on there.
What about Project Cars? Have you tried that?
Yeah, I did try it, but I did like the graphics as well. But yeah, all people like it because it's really beautiful, but didn't like the feeling, honestly. Maybe when they finish them, yeah, maybe I will have a go another time, but I asked for a refund. I have my $45 to maybe buy something.
So let's talk a little bit more about iRacing. How do you think they're... now, you talked about Assetto Corsa, and I'll agree with you. Netcar and the Kunos guys really know how to... Their tire model has always been really superb. Yeah. Now, how do you think iRacing... What's your opinion on iRacing's tire model and how it's starting to evolve? Do you think it's getting close to where Netcar is, or you think iRacing's their strength is more in the competition?
It's a difficult question. I think they evolved a lot from 2008. It's another game. I mean, the feeling is so different than the beginning. And the other part, I think, is, well, I am a rookie on there, but I think it's pretty good. But some cars are struggling to get in there, like the Cadillac on the slow speed and on the slip angle, not there. But some other cars are really good, like I think the McLaren now, the Corvette, just in this build, I tried today and I feel it really good. The sounds are amazing, but the new tire model is still getting there. Every 3 months we will have another iteration or new tire model V100 maybe.
Right side. You're in the middle. 3 wide.
So now back to the other sims. Which do you think has the most potential? I think you've already answered that though with Assetto Corsa. So of all of them, Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, and have you tried Race Room Experience?
Yeah.
Of the other 4, which do you think, not including iRacing, because iRacing is definitely more evolved in my opinion, but of those other 4, which do you think has the most potential?
No, Assetto Corsa, mate. Kunos is rocking. They are working really hard.
Now, are you working with them a little behind the scenes? Are you beta testing for Assetto Corsa, for Kunos?
No, I did only have a press pass before the tech demo.
Okay.
But Ari is a good guy and he let me try before the tech demo went out. But anyways, they are working really hard and you can see their emphasis and their love for his son, you know.
Yeah, I agree. So now let's talk a little bit about your World Championship career. And this is your 3rd season, right?
Right.
And
no, well, complete season, yeah.
Yeah, if you had a partial first season, then you finished a full season in 2012, right? And now this is your 3rd, but this will be your 3rd or your 2nd complete season, right?
Yeah, 2nd complete season, yeah.
Okay. So last season you finished 9th in the points.
Yeah.
And you had 5 top 10s. Now, what's it like racing against Gregor Hutu? I don't think I've ever actually raced against Gregor, and everybody knows Gregor as probably one of the. I mean, do you agree he's probably the top driver in sim racing, on the road side at least?
Yeah, I agree. He's, you know, maybe in another game there is other guy better than him, but I honestly don't think so.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time too. Now, do you think that you could beat him in the right circumstances at a track that you like, let's say, and you've got a setup that's really dialed in? Do you think you could beat Gregor?
In Spa, I was just behind him battling, but I did have the slow down in exiting Eau Rouge, and it was like, you know. But well, I know maybe he was heavier than me in fuel. Maybe if he is drunk, I can beat him, you know. But finish is, well, he's really good. It's an honor to drive with him. I mean, he's really respectful and a good guy as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. So now let's change subjects a little bit. What's your favorite type of sim racing? Do you like open wheel? Is that your favorite, or do you prefer being in like a GT car? What's the favorite? What's your personal favorite type of sim racing or favorite type of racing?
honestly, what LFS teach me from years ago was in the league I was. We had one car each week, one car combo different each week. So I don't doesn't matter because I like drive a mini, drive a truck, go rallying, F1, Formula Renault, RC racing maybe.
Nice.
I have the feeling of a car. If I like it, I stick with him. But well, honestly, what I do most is right now is F1 because the racing. If the competition were in the HPD was, I practice more the F1 because of that.
What's your favorite though?
It's really difficult. F1 is beautiful, but maybe GT racing and wheeling and banging the wheel, the side-by-side contact. Because in the F1, if you are side-by-side, you are
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
That's the part I don't like, but it's really stressful to go 1 hour and a half, boom, 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 like Lorenzo, hammer.
Yeah. Now, are you a fan of real F1 racing, real Formula One?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's
All kind of motorsports, but mainly Formula One.
Who's your favorite driver?
Guess who?
Alonso.
For sure, mate.
Right on. Now let's talk about your gear a little bit. I know you're sitting there with a T500, and you used to run a G27. Actually, with that modified with the quick release system with the Sim Racing or the Sim Raceway wheel. So tell us about your equipment. I mean, what type of rig do you have? Your wheel and pedal setup?
I have a Salem V27 from Salem company. They do a really good job on cockpit. He started, like, he has a metal company and he loved sim racing, and he started to do cockpits for the community on LFS back in 2008.
Oh, okay.
And I bought one in 2008, and now he sponsored me, personal sponsor, and I have a full cockpit with inverted pedals, compatible with all the wheels, Fanatec, Thrustmaster and Logitech. The seats are real car seats. You can choose what you want.
Nice, very nice. Now, what about your wheel and pedals? So it's obviously a T500 wheel, but what about your pedals? What type of pedals are you running?
The pedals are still the G27 pedals, inverted on the cockpit, as you see in my videos. I didn't try the Thrustmaster pedals because the rig I have only support the G27 pedals, but you can ask him for another front part to support whatever pedals you want. But I had this first, so I didn't want to change pedals because I think the pedals are maybe the feeling of the pedals let you be more consistent.
I agree. What else do you got? You have a shifter, or you have a button box, anything like that?
I have a Frex GP sequential shifter, and I don't have yet the Thrustmaster TH8RS, but I because it's out of stock on already. But I will have that soon. But the T500 comparing to the G27, it's day and night. I mean, the T500 is twice as strong, twice as precise, and it doesn't do any noise comparing to the G27. I fell in love with the wheel, honestly.
Do you think you're better with the T500, or do you think it's just a matter of getting used to your equipment?
I don't think I am faster, honestly.
Okay.
Maybe more consistent.
You're in the middle.
Don't know because I didn't finish a race yet.
But you
No.
you like the feel better though, right?
No, pretty much, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, much better, yeah.
And then one last question on your rig. What type of PC are you running?
I have a Bitfinex case. They bring it to me with an i7 2600K and the 7970 Sapphire Tech. I bought second hand from a friend who had an X-Fire.
Crossfire?
Crossfire, yeah.
Right.
And he realized that in iRacing Crossfire is not a boost, so he sold it to me and I sold mine. I had a 7950 and now I pretty much love it because I can race at 150 frames per second in the rig and encoding with XSplit the broadcastings I do and no problems.
Nice, very nice. Well, I think that's going to wrap things up. Pablo, thank you very much for joining us, for joining me here. Are there any sponsors or teammates you'd like to give a shout out to before we get going?
Well, I have to say thanks to all the Radicals Online crew. We have a new member now. Stabis is back, is Radical now.
Nice.
The guy of the nice videos.
Very cool.
And thanks to Andy Forever and to all our sponsors.
Well, Pablo, it's been great talking to you. Great seeing you. And thanks again for joining us here. And we'll have this show up pretty soon.
Nice to meet you guys. Keep it up.
All right. Talk to you later.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I can see you guys had a really good thing going on there. It was, and that's what we wanted to bring to the show, a better conversation. It wasn't like you interviewing him. That was a conversation about sim racing.
Just hanging out with my buddy Pablo, GoPro, talking sim racing. Yeah, he seems like such a cool guy. I wish I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, but Pablo's a mountain bike rider.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had some pictures. Sean's been into mountain biking for a long time. I just got a mountain bike recently. We've been doing a lot of that. And Pablo's a mountain biker too, so he seems like he would be a lot of fun to hang out with in person.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be a good
Pablo,
guy.
come on to Washington, man. Bring your bike. Let's go out to some races, do some sim racing, do some mountain biking. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Pablo, thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to join us. Actually, I want to apologize for Pablo for the delay in this. This was actually, that interview was filmed about a month ago. We got behind on things, so I want to apologize for the delay. Also apologize to him for delaying him in the interview. We had set a day and then we had to reschedule. So thanks so much, Pablo, for being such a great sport and taking the time out and getting all set up with your cameras and being a part of it. Yeah, it was really cool.
And if you haven't checked out his videos out there, you got to see him. I mean, he shows the intensity of sim racing. And that's how we really found him and wanted him on the show. He's somebody who's out there who's really taking it at that very serious level. And he's putting it out there for you to see. So, you know, and things don't always go well.
Pablo's always exciting to watch, and again, we'd like to thank him for being on the show, and like to wish him and all of his teammates at Radicals all the best and all the racing that they're doing this season. And you want to be on Opinion Nation? Get a hold of us. I talked to Ray Alfala. He wants to come on the show. He's going to be on Opinion Nation. We're hoping to have some other big names in sim racing come on. So.
Or if there's somebody out there you think we should have on Opinion Nation, let us know as well.
That's right. We're going to have a thread in our forums, as a matter of fact, talking about this particular episode of Opinion Nation, and let us know if there's others that you want to hear about. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Opinion Nation. For Sean Cole and for Pablo Lopez, again, thanks again, Pablo. I'm Darren Ganji. We'll see you guys next time.